G'day mates. So, before the video starts, I just wanted to give a viewer's discretion for some of the stories in this video. The deep web is a brutal and scary place, and as such, if you are unable to handle gore and extreme violence and abuse, you may want to skip from this video and watch some of my other videos. But, for those who have the iron will to go on, let's begin. Number 6. My experience with the deep web is quite limited, but I think that the confessions site is probably the creepiest site I've ever come across myself. On this dark website, you are greeted with a long list of short paragraphs, each with a different author. At the top of the page, a message invites you to confess your sins for everyone to see. As you scroll down through the home page, you see that the paragraphs, each beginning with "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned," are confessions of other visitors. I was drawn to this pretty much in the same way as I am drawn to green text 4chan stories, but I was fairly horrified by what I saw. The confessions range from simple faults to more serious crimes, and even murder. Whether the stories are true or not, I will never know, but the place still freaked me out. Number 5. So, I was browsing the deep web, and I was going through some sites. As I was going through, I stumbled across this Russian board. It had pictures of dead children in it. There was one picture that looked like it had been taken from an autopsy room with a 10-year-old boy cut in 4 parts. Literally. The 2 legs in a bucket, upside down. There were other pictures of dead children that were very bloody. I don't know if these pictures were true or fake. I just went away and never came back. There was also a webpage about the human experimentation. It was done on kidnapped homeless people. It was only text though, so I suspect it may have been a hoax page, but they described how they injected these homeless people with random liquids they had found in their houses or on the street, and then they would let them die from it and then sell their organs on the black markets or on the deep web. They also gruesomely described what fucked up mutations would grow and appear on them, and they had photos of it. Very up-close standard quality photos from places like Iraq or something like that, and all in one cramped warehouse. All my deep web notes and links and deep web search engines and onion sites are on my old computer, and I'm happy they're gone, because curiosity kills me, and I wouldn't be able to hold myself back from getting back on the deep web. Number 4. Here is my story. One day, I was on the internet watching random videos when I came across one that talked about this thing called the deep web. I didn't know what the deep web was, so I googled it, but couldn't find it. Then I read that you had to download a program called Tor, so I did. I launched Tor and tested the program by searching for weed for sale. I couldn't find anything, but I did find a website called The Hidden Wiki. I browsed the links that it provided and found a website that would allow me to buy some weed. I browsed through the different types of weed and found the kind that I liked. I bought 3 grams of purple kush for 0.16 bitcoins, which I had to farm using my GPU I got at Best Buy. As I was entering my delivery details, a box popped up. It was black at first, so I tried to exit out. But no matter what I did, the box wouldn't go away. Then, all of a sudden, the box started playing a video. There was a guy sitting in a dark room. I could only see his face, and he was wearing a Guy Fawkes mask. The video went full screen, and I was unable to move my mouse. The guy started talking in a really deep tone that made it clear that he was using a voice changer.
"Hello there, Jack. How are you?"
he said. I felt paralyzed with fear. I looked at the man with an expression of fear on my face.
"Don't look at me like that,"
he said. I looked at my webcam and realized that it was on. I quickly unplugged it.
"Oh, you're no fun,"
he said, chuckling. Who the fuck? I muttered to myself.
"That's not important now, is it?"
he replied. I was shocked and realized that my microphone was still on. I was going to unplug it as well, but decided that it was my only way to communicate with him. "Tell me who the fuck you are, or I'll be turning my fucking computer off," I yelled. He laughed before replying,
"You can call me Credit."
"What do you want?" I asked.
"My objective is simple,"
he replied.
"I'm here to spook you."
He laughed again. Before I could respond to him, he spoke again.
"How is the weather in Atlanta?"
he asked. I began to panic. Not only did he know my name, but he also knew where I lived. I was getting angry now. "Well, if you're so tough, then take off the mask," I yelled along with a string of profanities.
"Very well,"
he said as he removed his mask. What lied beneath still chills me to this very day. He didn't have a face, but instead a skull. It looked real, and it didn't look like another mask or a dummy. It looked almost legitimate. I freaked out and started trying to unplug my computer, but was stopped when he said,
"If you do that, then I will come to your house and kill your dog."
I looked at him again and he laughed a demonic laugh. Then he said,
"Well, that's enough internet for you today,"
as my screen started to turn to static. All of a sudden it stopped, and all the tabs that were open on my browser closed. I tried to open up Google, but was met with a no internet connection detected error. I checked my computer's internet and it said that it couldn't connect. It stayed this way for 20 minutes before allowing me to access the internet again. In the meantime, I was sure to completely uninstall the Tor browser. The funny thing is, my weed was delivered normally, but even so, I never ever plan on visiting the deep web ever again.
Number 3.
Well, my first experience with the deep web was a bit bizarre, I think. My first experience, I was looking for porn. Yes, I know, we all do that. I was looking around and stumbled across a video. In the video, there were 2 Asian guys and 1 girl. The girl was asleep, but I think she may have been drugged, and they were switching each other while raping her. She had a rope in her mouth, so when she woke up, or was waking up, she started screaming, crying and moaning. The guys told her something, but I couldn't understand it because it was in another language. Then the girl kept crying and screaming, so one guy took a chainsaw, not the automatic one, the one that you need to move up and down, and started chopping her leg, like it was nothing. After they severed the leg off, they bandaged it, and then they just kept raping her. It was really messed up.
Number 2.
My friend told me about the deep web, and I, as much as other people here, got curious about it. So I thought, why not explore it? I went to my friend's house and I was ready to explore the deep web with him. My best friend and I sat down on his mum's desk and then we started. We downloaded the browser and explored. We got into a site with a lot of URLs to access. We tried the first one and we got to a human experience site, which had sick images like children being gutted or starving and other morbid stuff. Completely disgusting. We clicked the second link and suddenly all the screen turned black. We were like, what the fuck? But then a door opens on the video and a really scary guy with a mask comes out holding a knife in his hand. Of course, we immediately tried to turn off the computer, but we couldn't turn it off. The mouse had disappeared from the screen and the keyboard wasn't working anymore. The guy in the mask started saying really creepy things like,
"I know where you live. I want to hear your voice."
But then the mask said,
"Let's see what you look like."
We thought, what the hell is he saying? But suddenly the webcam started flashing and our faces appeared right next to the mask and took 2 photos of us. Next we decided to turn the computer off by turning off the electricity. We did it, and everything was alright after that. I went to my home and barely could sleep that night thinking about what had happened. My friend and I never talked about this again. But one day, about a month later, my friend said he had received a letter with no addressee on it. When we opened the letter, it said in big red letters, "We are watching you. If you come back, we also come there." 4 months have passed since that time. Nothing weird has happened, but if something does happen, I'll never forgive myself, because the idea of exploring the deep web was mine. So guys, never explore the deep web.
Number 1.
I have 2 stories to tell. I was browsing through the deep web this one time. I remember seeing a dude who wanted to have an awesome time with his stepdaughter. I believe she was about 6 or 9 or so. Anyways, this dude, which we'll call Bob, started to buy her gifts and stuff and eventually told her that they should take a shower together so that he could become a better stepdad. Mind you, all of this was recorded and filmed on this site. After a while, their showers eventually became a daily routine. So Bob told his stepdaughter to sleep together so he could hug her. So they did. Eventually, the sleep stopped being sleeping time and it basically became the fun time. Of course, the daughter didn't enjoy it, but he was forcing her. The sick thing is that one day, Bob's girlfriend caught him in the fun times, but apparently she did nothing. Confused, Bob asked why she wasn't mad. The girlfriend said she always had this dream of fun times with her daughter as well. So, eventually the family had a family game night, and of course they took pictures and videotaped for the memories, and for us, the visitors of the site, to see. The second story, I think, is probably one of the craziest things I've ever seen on the deep web. Again, I was browsing the deep web and found a site where allegedly some dude was mad because his girlfriend cheated on him. This guy apparently went on this site to find a person who could rid him of his problems permanently. So the guy told his new friend that he will pay the first half before and the second half after the cleaning was done. This new friend, who we'll name Tim, said okay to this. So, long story short, this Tim guy got rid of the cheating problem and ruined the ex's life by destroying her credit, stealing all of her money, and ultimately changing a few things on her record. So, that's that. At least that's what Tim thought. Tim said to this guy, "Where's the other half of my money, man?" And the dude didn't want to pay up, and he left. Of course, Tim was mad because he got rid of the problems permanently and he didn't get paid. So Tim found this guy in a matter of hours, and a few days later he approached him in person. After a little talking with him one-on-one, Tim posted a few pics of the dude and warned the new people that they need to keep their promises. Of course, the dude wasn't really strong enough to stand on his own. Tim had killed this man and actually stuffed him so that he could stand in pics that he had posted as a warning to anyone who thought about even trying to cheat him. G'day mates. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. A big thank you to Anthony Salinas once again for his amazing thumbnail. If you haven't already, go check out his work, guys. I'll leave a link in the description below for you mates to go check his stuff out. Don't forget to like the video if you want to see more of this type of video, and make sure you share the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the Beehive if you're new. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Facebook, and to leave a suggestion below as to what you'd like to hear in the future. Also, make sure to send your stories to me, mates, if you want to feature in the video in the future. You can do this by sending me an email. All of these will be in the description below. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you mates in the next one.